I'm Aishwarya Lakshmi K, Bachelor of Computer Application from St. Joseph College of Arts and Science for Women, Housing. Now, the presentation is about the comparison of technologies. They are Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi technologies. Contents of Wi-Fi. Introduction, history of Wi-Fi, how Wi-Fi works, applications of Wi-Fi, advantages and disadvantages of Wi-Fi. Let's see the intro of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a wireless technology used to connect computers, tablets, smartphones, and other devices to the internet. Wi-Fi sends signals from the wireless router to nearby devices. Wi-Fi connection shares with multiple devices. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was introduced on September 21, 1997. It's already 24 years ago. Rick Harris is the father of Wi-Fi. He was born on 31 July 1941. He is a former senior research fellow at Delft University of Technology. The first version of 802.11 protocol was released on 1997 and provided up to 2 MB link speeds. How Wi-Fi works? Let me explain. Wireless router is connected to the internet called World Wide Web and by analog lines which are by analog lines. By analog line which is used in telephone and modems, telephones and modems is then connected to the wireless router. Modems are modulated and demodulated is needed with digital to analog and analog to digital conversions. Then wireless router converts to the users and the devices by radio signals to connect the Wi-Fi signals. Wi-Fi uses radio waves or radio frequencies to communicate between the devices. The frequencies are measured with gigabyte. Wi-Fi uses frequency bands 2 GHz at 5 GHz for signals.
It's important to consider the right place for your wireless modem as it's the broadcast point of your Wi-Fi network. Placing it in the centre of your home is often a good way to ensure signal strength is evenly distributed. If you go too far away from your modem, you won't be able to get a signal, or it'll be very slow. Many different and surprising things can interfere with your Wi-Fi signal, so be careful to keep them away from things like microwaves, TVs, concrete walls, and fridges. You'll get the best strength from a clear line of sight. For more information on Wi-Fi and wireless network troubleshooting, go to belong.com.au.
Now let's see about applications of Wi-Fi. Mobile application, business application, home applications, computerized application, authority segment, browsing internet and video conference. These applications are used in Wi-Fi in our daily life. Now finally, let's see the conclusion of Wi-Fi. Currently Wi-Fi coverage is all over the place. Wi-Fi networks have several limitations that should be concerned. Configurable components, sampling rate, real-time performance, communication rarely. Until now, we saw about Wi-Fi technology. Now, let's see about Wi-Fi technology. Wi-Fi technology means light fidelity. It means Internet at the speed of light. Now, let's see the contents of Wi-Fi technology. Introduction, history, how Wi-Fi works, applications, advantages of Wi-Fi, disadvantages of Wi-Fi, and conclusion. Now, let's see the introduction of Wi-Fi technology. Wi-Fi means light fidelity. Wi-Fi is fast and cheap optical version of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is technology that uses light emitting gear, that is LED, that data directly wirelessly. VLC is a database communication medium which uses the visible light between 400 THz that is 780 mm and 800 THz that is 375 mm as optical carrier for that data transmission. Now let's see the history of Li-Fi technology. Prof. Harald Haas is widely known as the founder of Li-Fi. The technology truly began during the 1990s in countries like Germany, Korea, and Japan, where they discovered LEDs could be electrified to send information. Let's see how Li-Fi works. An overhead lamp fitted in an LED with signal processing technology below streams data embedded in the beam at ultra-high speeds to the photodetector. A receiver then converts the tiny changes in amplitude into electrical signal, which is then converted back into the data stream and transmitted to a computer or mobile device. Now let's see a short video how Wi-Fi works.
Imagine a world where light becomes data. Li-Fi is simple but powerful. We all know how a light bulb works. When an electrical current is applied to an LED light bulb, a constant stream of light is emitted from the bulb, which we see as illumination. Since LED bulbs are electronic devices, the current and therefore the light can be modulated at extremely high speeds. This can be detected by a photodetector and converted back to electrical current, therefore carrying data. This is the nervous system of an internet revolution. Li-Fi doesn't replace your internet service provider. You'll still need them to get the internet to your home or office via wires. However, once you have that high-speed connection, you can deploy your fast, secure Li-Fi network using power over Ethernet or powerline communications. Li-Fi offers greater density than many other radio frequency solutions. For example, if you have an average Wi-Fi router in your office that provides up to 100 megabits per second and 15 people are connected to that router, it means that you might only be able to access 4 megabits per second. However, with a Li-Fi network of lights that offer 42 megabits per light, even if you had only 8 lights in your room, those same 15 people could share more than 300 megabits per second. That's dense and fast wireless communication. Real Li-Fi is also bidirectional, full duplex, and high speed. Data is transmitted and received at the same time, resulting in a really fast, reliable user experience, especially when doing things like Skype calls, video streaming, and virtual reality. Real Li-Fi is fully networked. That means all the lights in your Li-Fi network can speak to each other and hand over as you move around the space. Each light even has its own IP address, which means that you can offer location tracking and geofencing within your network. Li-Fi, a world with unprecedented data and bandwidth. Be part of the light revolution.
Now let's see the applications of Wi-Fi technology. Applications of Wi-Fi technology: underwater communication, traffic management, airways, medical application, space optics. These applications are used in Wi-Fi technology. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of Wi-Fi technology. Advantages: high speed, high level of safety, low power consumption and cheap, not influenced by the human body, comfortable for human eyes. Disadvantages of Wi-Fi technology: vulnerability to interpretation, you cannot use the device, mixed video for light, change in infrastructure, range is limited and closed. Now, finally, conclusion. Wi-Fi will make lives more technology driven in the near future. The concept of Wi-Fi is currently attracting a great deal of interest, not least but because it may offer a genuine and efficient alternative to radio based on wireless. With its magic of light, it can make our world a greener, safer, cleaner, and moreover a bright place to live. Now let us compare two technologies, Wi-Fi and Li-Fi. Wi-Fi is known as wireless fidelity. Wi-Fi is the transmission of data which the use of radio waves and the Wi-Fi router. Wi-Fi is accompanied by interface issues near access points. In Wi-Fi, data can be transferred at 150 MB with the use of WLAN 11N. Wi-Fi signals cannot be blocked by walls, so signals need to use more secure techniques to protect data. Now, Li-Fi. Li-Fi is known as light fidelity. Light is the transmission of data with the use of light produced by LED bulbs. Li-Fi does not have interference issues like with radio transmission. In Li-Fi, data can be transferred at 1 GB PS. Li-Fi cannot pass through walls, so data is protected and more secure.